Hey YouTube, how everybody doing? It's just gonna be a quick video. Okay, I'm gonna talk about Brian Austin Green and Deshauna Arnold. Both of them dated back in the day in the 90s and nobody knew that. And Brian, he was on 90210 and he was so handsome back then. And Tishana, she was on Martin, and she said that she couldn't date him because she knew in her heart of hearts that he wasn't going to end up with a black woman, that he was just going with her because he was going through a phase. And I'm so happy she listened to her heart. And ladies, we got to listen to our heart when we dating somebody, sometimes it's hard not to get fully involved, but sometimes it's good not to get fully involved and fully attached because she was right. He didn't end up with a black woman. He was just going through a phase. A lot uh, of our clear cousins, they go through phases where they think they want to be black or hood or whatever, and then they end up growing out of it and they end up, dating their own. Hell, I went to school with a guy, and in my middle school, he was the only white guy there. It was this guy I went to school with. His name was Brian, but Brian Boatwright. Yes, Brian Boatwright. I saw him 3 years ago at the chiropractor. I guess he had gotten in a car accident, and I was like, Brian Boatwright? And he was like, yeah. I said, you went to Murphy? He was like, yeah. But he didn't remember me or anything like that because I guess it was middle school and we looked different. And and I told him I had to remind him we went to school together, da da da. But anyway, because he was around a lot of black people, he went to a majority black school, and it was only two white kids in that whole entire school when it exists because Murphy don't exist anymore. Uh, he tried to act all black, and he would try to act like the black boys, and he would try to act good. People tend to uh, grab onto where they at, and it was a phase he went through. He even dated black girls, but of course he's not with one now. I even had a little crush on him back then. And same with like black kids when they around white people, they tend to date white people or either, you know, act white or whatever. But anyway, she sensed that that was a phase, and she knew in her heart of hearts that that was a phase, and she didn't go for him because she sensed that that was a phase. So Tashina Honor, she did right by not dating Brian because he ended up not with her. She would have been heartbroken and devastated. And if you look up all the people that he dated, they don't show black women. They might show a black woman now that she said that she dated him. And who knows how that would have turned out back then if those two would have came out and said that they dated. Martin might have would have turned his back on her or whatever because, that was an all black show. And it was, they talked about a lot of different things, but the show wasn't about interracial dating. And then 90210, that was like the super whitest show I ever damn seen. Like, it was a good show. It was a good run. It ran for a good 10 years, but it was super white. So maybe they did good without telling anybody that they was together. Not all relationships you need to come forth with because sometimes who you date bothers people or it mess with people's psyche and stuff like that. So maybe it was a good thing that they didn't come out, and it was a good call that she didn't come out and say that she dated him and everything because he didn't end up with, a black woman. And sometimes um, it's good not to tell anybody anything because, silence is key. I said that earlier in a video I did maybe a few days ago about, what's her name? I can't remember all these people names. The boxer, the Carissa girl. And I was like, she's not the only woman that ever slept with a married man, but she should stay hush about it, and she should just be quiet about it, not promoting it, but she just should be hush about it. And I'm bringing that up to Tishana Honor. her situation, she stayed hush about it, even though the guy that she was dating wasn't married, but she stayed hush about it because people don't need to know everything that's going on, because people try to tear you down, because a lot of people are jealous of relationships. Let's face it, everybody done had a failed relationship, whether they had one failed relationship or several failed relationships. And people will predict their trauma and put it on to you because of shit that they went through. So, and no, it's real good. Like I said, it's real good that she didn't come out, she didn't say anything, because we didn't know anything about it. And then by she being real dark skinned, people probably wouldn't have believed her because he looked like a super white guy that wasn't into black women. And I still say he wasn't like fully into a lot of black women like that, because she's the only one that we know of. And then he kind of kept that hush hush. We never seen him with a biracial woman, but it's kind of good that they both kept it quiet, because sometimes people get so obsessed with your love life, they try to tell you that you're making up stuff, or this didn't happen and that didn't happen, or they might have would have tried to make her seem like the silly black girl that had a crush on the white boy. It could have just went all kind of ways. It could have just went very left. So it's a good thing that she kept that a secret, and it just popped up in an interview when she did an interview one day. So that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to, say sometimes silence is key. And that's going to be my theme for 2026. Silence is key. Like that. And follow your heart. And she followed her heart, because if she would have just came out and told everybody she was dating him, it could have went left. He might have would have, not saying there's something wrong with her. He might have wouldn't have claimed her, and then they would have made the black woman seem like a dusty black woman. Oh, she got this crush on this white guy, and he's not thinking about her. And they probably would have tore her down like she had low self-esteem. So sometimes when you dating somebody, sometimes being quiet is key. Everybody don't have to know, because you never know how the relationship gonna go. Sometimes you still learning and stuff. So it's a good thing she didn't say anything, because hell, not saying that he's racist or the people that he worked with were real racist, but a lot of people are frown upon black women dating white men for some reason. They frown upon black men dating white women too, but for some reason they tolerate it more. But when it's the other way around, it seems like it's an issue or whatever. And even he said that at times he felt like people was looking at him and staring at him when they never came forth and said that they was dating. So it's just something that interracial couples, they got to get used to, or build a strong shield over them, and be strong and not pay attention to the outside world or whatever. I know it seemed like I'm all over the place with my explaining things, but just bear with me because I'm going somewhere with this. But yeah, so like I said, it's probably good that she didn't say anything. And everybody should know who you're dating and who in your bedroom, no way. Because people get the line and getting jealous, get the seeing stuff. So even in the real world, and not saying that Hollywood is not real, but it's Hollywood and we don't know everything about them. But even in Hollywood or whatever, even with them, it's best not to tell everybody who you're dating or who in your goddamn bedroom. Because people will come and they're going to try to tear it down because of situations they went through. Well, my relationship didn't go to such, and it didn't go this way. And people are trying to tear it down and tear you up, you know? So anyway, I've been talking for 9 minutes and 8 seconds. I've been talking for a while about these two people, and I hope you like my video. You stay with me to the motherfucking end. I know it might was hard, but I get there. Sometimes I will talk and talk and talk, but I get there, get to my point. You know, I'm like that old grandpa. And I say grandpa because, your grandmother, well, my grandmother, she did tell stories, but, men, not saying that I'm a man. Men, they tell like long ass stories, and they gotta tell you this front end of the story, this long ass front end of the story before they get to the main him story. I'm kind of like that. Like when I make a point, like I would go through this long, long, long story before I even get to the point. And that's just me. That's how I'm built. That's how I'm made up. But anyway, if you stayed with me to the end of this video, like my video, give me a thumbs up, comment, subscribe if you're not a subscriber, because I want more subscribers and everything. And I come to you with motherfucking common sense, and I try to come to you the best way I can, with common sense. And YouTube is not motherfucking YouTube over here. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and cash app me. My cash app is Flawless J1. I only say it one time. I'm not like one of those YouTubers that keep saying it. I don't even know how to post it up on my channel, but I think that's a clever way instead of just like asking all the time. But I only asked just one time. But yeah, and I'm out.